In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on October 16, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Detroit Red Wings versus Columbus Blue Jackets. A pair of Eastern Conference teams that missed the postseason last year take the ice in search of a win in the Buckeye State. The Detroit Red Wings are on the road as they make the short road trip to take on the Columbus Blue Jackets Monday night. Detroit skates in off a 6-4 home win over Tampa Bay Saturday night in their previous contest. Columbus upended the Rangers 5-3 at home in their most recent contest Saturday night. In the last 10 meetings between the teams, the Red Wings own a 5-2-3 advantage, though it was the Blue Jackets picking up a 4-3 win on the road in the most recent meeting January 14th. With key players on both sides, this matchup promises to be a nail-biter. The Red Wings have been strong to start the season, and even though they have a 1-1 record, they have scored 9 goals total. In the last game against the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Red Wings scored 6 goals against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and that was enough for the victory. Alex DeBrincat had a strong game in the last one, scoring 2 goals and adding an assist. Dylan Larkin had 7 shots on goal and an assist. Even though the offense has found success, the defense hasn't been exactly lights out and is something that could be improved upon in this game. The Blue Jackets sure looked impressive in the last game, and they currently sit with a 1-1 record. The Blue Jackets scored 5 give goals against the New York Rangers and ended up winning by 2 goals. Boone Jenner had quite the game, finishing with 3 goals and 4 shots on goal. Johnny Gaudreau had a strong game, finishing with 2 assists, and they are going to need the offense to be good again in this game. Both teams have had their issues in recent seasons as they try to improve their chances of reaching the postseason. Detroit put together a stellar offensive showing at home against Tampa Bay in their previous game as DeBrincat has given them a top-line scoring threat. Columbus has played their first 2 games at home and got the upper hand on the Rangers Saturday night, despite being outshot by a 2-1 margin in the contest. Their recent 6-4 win over Tampa Bay showcased an offense that can dismantle even the most robust defenses. Alex DeBrincat, the team's leading scorer, is in peak form, and with Dylan Larkin's playmaking abilities, Detroit's top line is a force to be reckoned with. The team scored 6 goals in their last outing, indicating their offensive potency. On the flip side, Columbus, despite their defensive reputation, allowed 3 goals in their recent game against the Rangers. With their star goalie, Elvis Merzlikins, listed as day-to-day, the Blue Jackets could find themselves in a precarious situation. Given these factors, Detroit's offensive firepower gives them the upper hand. While they are still at home, it's tough to have faith in the Blue Jackets, especially if Merzlikins doesn't go or is limited again. The Detroit Red Wings are primed for victory in this matchup. Look for the Red Wings to build off Saturday's victory to put this one in the win column. So the Detroit Red Wings money line is our full game side pick. Detroit enters this game having gone over the total in both of their games in the early going this season. The Red Wings have seen an average of 8.5 goals per game this season. In their lone road contest this season, the Red Wings combined for 7 goals against the Devils to go over the mark of 6.5 goals. Columbus has split their 2 games in relation to the total this season. The Blue Jackets have seen an average total of 7 goals per game this season. Columbus saw 6 goals in their opener against the Flyers to fall short of the 6.5 goal number before going over the mark with 8 goals in the win over the Rangers against a number of 6.5 goals. Both Detroit and Columbus have shown a propensity for high-scoring games recently. Detroit netted 6 goals in their last game, while Columbus put up 5 against the Rangers. These stats indicate that both teams are willing to engage in a shootout. Additionally, Columbus allowed 3 goals in their last game, and with their star goalie's status uncertain, their defensive solidity could be compromised. Detroit, too, has allowed 4 goals in their recent game against Tampa Bay, suggesting that their defense isn't impenetrable either. It's early in the same, but both of these offenses offenses have been on fire out of the gate through 2 games, and the defenses have been a bit leaky as well. All 4 combined games for the Red Wings and Blue Jackets have produced at least 6 goals. Only the Avalanche are averaging more shots per game than the Red Wings up to this point. The over has hit in 4 of the last 5 meetings between the Red Wings and Blue Jackets. The over is 14-6-2 in the Blue Jackets' last 22 games overall. We've got 2 defensively shaky teams to work with here, and that, coupled with some decent offensive talent, making this one a high-scoring affair. I expect the fireworks to continue for both sides. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Florida Panthers versus New Jersey Devils. The Florida Panthers face the New Jersey Devils with both teams heading in opposite directions to start the season. The Panthers were in the Stanley Cup final last season but have lost their first 2 games this year. The Devils won their opening night game but then dropped the next game in overtime. The Panthers look to rebound in the Atlantic Division while the Devils hope to remain near the top of the Metropolitan Division, and the upcoming game should be a good one. The Florida Panthers are 0-2-0 this season after they lost to the Winnipeg Jets by a score of 6-4 in their last game. Florida took a 2-1 lead in the second period, but Winnipeg responded by scoring the next 4 goals to take a 5-2 lead. Florida cut the lead to 5-4, but allowed an empty net goal for the loss. The Panthers were outshot by a total of 35-33 and went 1-7 on the power play in the game. Florida only won 39.7% of the face-offs and recorded 14 hits. Florida lost their first game of the year against Minnesota by a score of 2-0. The Florida Panthers are scoring 2 goals per game, and they are giving up 4 goals against per game, while going 10% on the power play and 70% on the penalty kill this season. Evan Rodriguez has 2 goals, 2 assists, and 9 shots on goal for the Panthers this year. The projected starting goalie for Florida is Sergei Bobrovsky, who is 0-2-0 this season with a 2.09 goals against average and a .873 save percentage. The New Jersey Devils are 1-0 this year after they lost to the Arizona Coyotes by a score of 4-3 in a shootout in their last game. New Jersey trailed 2-0 in the second period, but they scored 3 goals in a row and took a 3-2 lead into the third period before Arizona tied it up and won in a shootout. The Devils outshot Arizona by a total of 36-33 and went 2-5 on the power play in the loss. New Jersey won their first game of the season against the Red Wings by a score of 4-3. The New Jersey Devils are scoring 3.5 goals per game, and they are allowing 3 goals against per game, while going 27.3% on the power play and 63.6% on the penalty kill. Jack Hughes has led the Devils this season with 2 goals, 3 assists, and 10 shots on goal. The projected starting goalie for New Jersey is Vitek Vanecek, who is 1-0 this season with a 3 goals against average and a .914 save percentage. The Panthers hope to earn their first win of the season, but the Devils look like the team to beat in the Eastern Conference this season, and they should control the game from the first period. The Devils should pile on the goals against the Panthers, who have allowed 8 goals this season, with Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, and the rest of the forward unit creating scoring chances with speed and finding open shots off of great puck movement in the offensive zone. The Devils should also limit a Panthers offense that has scored only 4 goals through 2 games with Jonas Sagenthaler, John Marino, and the rest of the defensive unit forcing turnovers in the defensive zone and limiting shooting lanes to allow goaltender Vitek Vanecek to make plenty of big saves in the net. It's not the greatest price, but I'm in no mood to back the Panthers in the midst of a post-Stanley Cup appearance hangover. The Devils didn't look great against Arizona, but the Devils played their best hockey by far at home last season, and I just trust the Devils to get back on track, while I have to take a believe it when I see it approach with the Panthers. So the New Jersey Devils money line is our full game side pick. The totals market is going to be interesting to navigate with the Devils this season. Like I was saying earlier, their offense is very dynamic and their net-minding is questionable. The skill on the Devils' offense is simply unreal. They already had a solid core with Hughes, Bratt, and Nico Hischier. Now add in last year's mid-season addition of Timo Meier, and they also picked up Tyler Toffoli in the offseason, and this is a scary unit. I think it's going to be a long night at the office for Sergei Bobrovsky. The Devils are led by a dominant offense, and both teams look to step up and find the back of the net throughout the game. The Panthers should create plenty of scoring chances with Matthew Tkachuk, Alexander Barkov, and the rest of the forward unit carrying the puck into the offensive zone and creating open shots with quick passes. The Devils, who have scored 7 goals through 2 games, should run up the score against a Panthers defense that allowed 6 goals in their previous game with Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, Tyler Toffoli, and the rest of the forward unit crashing the net on the rush and creating open shots with effective puck movement. improvement, while defenseman Dougie Hamilton and Jonas Sagan-Thaler pick apart the Panthers' defense from the point. This will be a high-scoring game with both offenses stepping up. I can easily see another 4-3 game in Newark on Monday, but hopefully we'll get more. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Calgary Flames versus Washington Capitals. The Calgary Flames continue their East Coast road trip on Monday with a visit to the nation's capital to play the Washington Capitals. Calgary opened with a 5-3 victory at home over the Winnipeg Jets, but followed that on Saturday night with a 5-2 loss on the road against the Pittsburgh Penguins, which started a 5-game road trip for the Flames. Washington opened its regular season with a 4-0 loss at home to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Calgary will play without Oliver Kylington, Jakob Pelletier, and Kevin Rooney. Washington will play without Joel Edmondson and Max Pacioretty, while Darcy Kuemper is questionable. The Calgary Flames' recent 5-2 loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins exposed vulnerabilities, especially in the third period where they conceded 5 goals. However, it's crucial to note that the Flames led for the first 2 periods, indicating that they have the potential to control the game. Special teams will be a crucial battleground. The Flames have a power play conversion rate of 20% and a penalty kill rate of 80%. While these numbers are respectable, they'll need to be sharper against the Capitals, who are likely to come out aggressive after their recent loss. The Flames' face-off win percentage of 52% and 15 blocked shots indicate a strong defensive presence, which could be a game-changer in tilting the ice in their favor. The Washington Capitals find themselves in a precarious position, sitting at the bottom of the Metropolitan Division after a 4-0 loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins. The most glaring issue is the lack of offensive production. The Capitals have yet to score a goal this season, which raises questions about their attacking capabilities. Special teams are another area of concern for the Capitals. With a power play conversion rate of 0% and a penalty kill rate of 75%, they are lagging behind the Flames in both departments. Improving these numbers will be crucial, especially against a Flames team that has shown promise on special teams. Another aspect to consider is the face-off win percentage and blocked shots. The Capitals have a face-off win percentage of 48% and have blocked 12 shots. While these stats are not far off from the Flames, they indicate room for improvement in puck possession and defensive plays. Winning faceoffs will be crucial in establishing control and creating scoring opportunities, especially for a team that is struggling offensively. In summary, the Capitals are in a tight spot, and their recent form doesn't inspire confidence. However, they have the potential to turn things around, and this game against the Flames could be the catalyst for that change. We have a very easy comparison between how both teams fared, as they're both coming off losses to Pittsburgh, with the Flames losing 5-2 and the Capitals getting shut out 4-0. I think the Flames are the better team here on both ends of the ice. Last season, they generated the 10th most expected goals per 60 minutes and the 12th most high-danger shots in the league. On the back end, they allowed the 13th fewest goals in the NHL, giving up the 6th fewest expected goals per 60 minutes and the 9th fewest high-danger shots in the league. They outperformed Washington on both ends of the ice. Yes, Calgary is on the road, and yes, it's difficult to win on a regular basis away from home, but the Flames are averaging 3.5 goals per game through their first 2 games and face a punchless Washington side that put just 19 shots on goal in its first game and was shut out on opening night on its home ice. In addition, Washington goalie Charlie Lindgren gave up 4 goals on opening night and faces a Calgary attack that has scored an aforementioned 3.5 goals per game. Dating back to last season, Washington has lost 9 of its last 10 games overall and 5 of its last 6 games played on its home ice. Washington starting goalie Darcy Kuemper is listed as questionable, as he is with his wife for the birth of their child, and it's unknown if he will return for this game. Washington is also playing without left wing Max Pacioretty and defenseman Joel Edmondson, who were both acquired to fill in holes on the offense and defense respectively. Calgary has shown more offensive prowess, and their special teams look more promising. While both teams have goalies with less than stellar stats, Calgary goalie Jacob Markstrom's experience gives him the edge over Washington's Charlie Lindgren. The Flames also have the advantage in face-off win percentage and blocked shots, which could be crucial in a game that promises to be a nail-biter. In conclusion, both teams are in desperate need of a win, but the Flames have the edge in several key areas. I expect Calgary to seize this opportunity and come out with a victory and leave the Capitals still searching for answers. So the Calgary Flames money line is our full game side pick. Both of these teams struggled quite a bit offensively last season, making me like the under in this matchup. The Flames scored the 14th fewest goals in the NHL, while the Capitals scored the 13th fewest. Calgary generated the 10th most expected goals per 60 minutes and the 12th most high-danger shots in the league, and still couldn't consistently light the lamp. Washington generated the 14th fewest expected goals per 60 minutes and the 14th fewest high-danger shots in the league. They were shut out in their season opener. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.